This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, August 17th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. Ending weeks of speculation, former Indiana Secretary of Commerce Brad Chambers filed formal paperwork today to launch his campaign for the 2024 governor's race. He joins a crowded field for the Republican nomination, which includes Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch, Senator Mike Braun, former Indiana Attorney General Curtis Hill, and Fort Wayne businessman Eric Doden. Purdue University professor of civil, environmental, and ecological engineering Andrew Welton says it will be months before the debris from last week's deadly wildfire in Maui can be cleared out. He adds that based on previous fires, the fire in Maui has left soil, water, and air contaminated.
When wildfires enter communities like they did in Maui, they destroy buildings, vehicles, boats, and other infrastructure materials that release all sorts of toxic chemicals into the air and the soil.
Welton noted that after the 2021 Marshall Fire in Colorado, crews moved 300,000 tons of debris over a 4-month period, but that effort didn't start until month 4 of the recovery. South Bend-based insurance agency Gibson has acquired Brisk Advisors, an insurance firm based in Salt Lake City, Utah, though financial terms are not being disclosed. Gibson says 14 employees from Brisk have been brought on board, and the agency plans to expand its presence throughout Utah. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
A federal lawsuit brought by Indiana foster children alleges the Indiana Department of Child Services is failing to keep children safe by not correcting systemic failures that have been known to state officials for decades.
The 3-count class action lawsuit filed Wednesday in the Indiana Northern District Court has 10 named plaintiffs ranging in age from 18 to 16. The lawsuit also names DCS Director Eric Miller and Governor Eric Holcomb as defendants. The lawsuit references state and federal investigations that have shown critical failures within DCS, as well as data that indicates the state's foster children are, quote, languishing in state custody longer than ever before. The systemic problems the lawsuit references include staff turnover because of high caseloads. According to the complaint, every staff turnover costs between 45% and 115% of an employee's salary because of expenses associated with recruiting, training, and onboarding new employees. The complaint also accuses DCS of leaving children in limbo because it's unable to secure permanency for foster children due to problems with caseworker retention. Another accusation is that DCS is failing to maintain an adequate medical record keeping system for children in its custody. DCS declined to comment on the lawsuit. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Lake County is continuing to explore the possibility of building a new regional convention center. The Lake County Board of Commissioners decided unanimously to scope out and hire a consultant to help with specifications in line with such a development, according to our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana. The county is taking advantage of a new state law that requires commissioners to solicit convention center and potential hotel proposals through May 31st of next year, followed by public meetings to vet the proposals, with an initial decision needing to be made before December 1st. LEA Professional in South Bend has set out to flip the way the audio industry operates. The company, which develops professional-grade amplifiers and sound systems, has grown rapidly since its founding nearly 5 years ago and attributes its success to an innovative product and a customer-driven model, which includes sound controls that can be accessed remotely and entirely online. CEO Blake Augsburger said the company is on an upward trajectory.
This year we will double in size. So if you look at our dealer base, our distributor base, we're still growing exponentially, and probably will continue to do that for the next couple of years.
The company recently completed a 6,000 square foot expansion, doubling the size of its current headquarters in the Renaissance District, a former Studebaker factory turned office park just south of downtown South Bend. Jasper-based Kimball Electronics is reporting fiscal full-year net income of $55.8 million, up from $31.3 million the previous year. The company also hit its sixth consecutive quarter of record net sales, which totaled $496 million. Kimball Electronics engineers, designs, and manufactures a variety of electronics products for the automotive, medical, and industrial markets. CEO Richard Phillips said the company finished the fiscal year with net sales above the guidance provided in May, as well as better than expected cash flow generation in the fourth quarter. Indiana National Guard Major General Dale Lyles is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.